far as COVID affecting revenue streams, I think there was a fear of that in the beginning.
The city of Manchester's residents faced significant financial hardship, as the whole country did. Again, in a matter of 2 weeks, people were put out of work, they were at home full time, so it was very challenging times.
When the pandemic came along, we had to really learn to adapt quickly in terms of keeping our staff safe and what would that mean for our operations. So we essentially split in half. And we had half of our crew working at one time, the other half would stay home.
We come to work, we're public employees. We've been coming to work pretty much throughout the whole pandemic. People are still flushing their toilets and they're still turning on the tap, and that requires a lot of work. So water and wastewater utilities can't afford to have mass absenteeism. We have licensed operators, we have certain functions where we have a limited number of experienced people that hold licenses to conduct that work.
But there are many other challenges that impacted our industry. The ability to get qualified technicians and specialized staff here because of the travel restrictions, and the impacts to the global supply chain and actually getting that physical equipment here.
Our operators, mechanics, and our lab staff, they really are the essential workers. They are really the boots on the ground people doing this work every day. And without them, we really couldn't operate these systems at all. So wastewater treatment is very much out of sight, out of mind. People in general don't really understand what's going on.
The fact that most communities have not spent the amount of money that they need to keep their pipes and their existing pumps and even buildings in good working order. Most of those facilities are either approaching or very much past their useful life.
We have pipes in the ground over 100 years old. Those pipes were not designed for, one, today's population, two, today's impervious area in our urban areas, and three, the climate change rain events we see now.
Everything that we do is expensive, right? I mean, we have old sewers, so we're always repairing, relining, doing that sort of stuff. And then our facilities themselves, the plants are very expensive as well. All these kind of huge infrastructure projects, right, they come in phases. So that's a lot of money.
We can't call homes and businesses, we can't call hospitals and say, hey, stop using water. It's always coming at us. And if we don't have staff there to treat it and to make sure the process is working, it is an environmental and a public health issue, and it could be crisis.
The one thing I would say to elected officials is go to your local wastewater plant, go to your local drinking water plant and take a tour.
I don't think there's an understanding of exactly what we do and how important it is. So I would invite elected officials to learn a little more about water and wastewater treatment.
If you're a politician and you want to talk about this stuff, it's really kind of a positive thing. So I think the more information we can feed to them, the more they can relate to their constituents.
There's just not a lot of sectors or industries that rely on the backbone of their systems that are 100 years old. And so to the point where our legislators understand the need to provide financial support to renew this infrastructure that's so critical to our daily lives is really, really important.
Well, I mean, any sort of strong commitment from the feds, the state, local, I mean, anything is welcome. If we could get federal grants or even a state appropriation, those things would be great. But, you know, they're hard to come by these days because the money just isn't there.
We need to support both economically, technically, and just emotionally for our industry.
An investment in water is really an investment in environmental and human health.
Sustainable life.
Physical and economic well-being of our community.
Making our community more affordable.
An investment in water is an investment in future generations.